Hey everybody, this is Jason, Zombie Collector, doing a Through the Mail video. I haven't done one in a while involving my collection. I've just done the ones I've gotten recently, which is great and wonderful, and I have one of those I will show here towards the end. But I want to show you the things I received, decades ago, and hopefully you enjoy. The first one is, as you probably saw this moment ago, Monte Irvin, a great Negro League baseball player and a great ball player just in general. He passed away, I think, in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, but this little story goes with this. Buck O'Neil came to Louisville Slugger Museum. I'm from Louisville area originally, and Louisville Slugger Museum had, during Black History Month, a special where they had Buck O'Neil come for a day or a weekend and talk about Negro Leagues, him participating in it, playing, his experiences and stories. We all know he's a great storyteller. Everybody knows from the Ken Burns baseball documentary just how articulate and just amazing he just painted the pictures of baseball in general. But of course, a lot to do with the Negro Leagues because that's his experience. And so, listening to him tell stories, I didn't know much about Monte Irvin, so I'm not gonna sit there and try to pose like I'm some kind of great scholar, by no means. But he had so many great stories about Monte that I just felt like, this guy's amazing. So I went home. I was already in the TTM world. I went home that night, wrote a letter out to this gentleman, sent it off, and then he sent me back this, 8x10. It was super cool. At the bottom of it has a sticker where I guess that he had at that time got his 8x10s from, as you can see, the Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame in Kansas City. This is one of my most prized possessions, but for sure. So that's right there. Another cool story here is I was at an Evansville, Indiana mall, walking around with my family at the time, 10, 12 years ago, maybe longer. And there was a gentleman named Ernest Westfield Sr., and he said he was a former Negro League baseball player playing with the Birmingham Black Barons. And at the very bottom, he signed this for me. But this is a poem he wrote called The Strikeout in regards to, I believe, it was Satchel Paige. So I'm going to kind of back this out a little bit. I'm going to try to keep it from being blurry. But this is a poem he had written. And again, Ernie L. Westfield Sr., he said he played from 1959 to 1965 for the Birmingham Black Barons. And see, he wrote this on he gave me this flyer in the back as well. And he was just sitting in the mall doing a little impromptu meet and greet. And I think I paid $5 maybe. And he gave me all these little pamphlets and everything, and then he signed this for me. So I thought it was very cool, and I'm not knowing much about his story, except for what I have here. But again, being a big baseball fan and can appreciate and respect the Negro Leagues, I didn't want to pass up the opportunity. He has some stories to talk about as well. Obviously, Buck O'Neil kind of has the whole cake and enchilada and whatever you want to call it when it comes to masterfully telling a story. So those are kind of my big ones from that era. Then the ones I had received through the mail is this Goose Gossage 8x10. So right here, as you can see, it has a little MLB stamp of approval. I sent him a request in the mail, just like I did with Monte Irvin. I just sent him a request. He sent me this back. I couldn't believe he sent me back an 8x10. Super class act. Like I said, none of these guys I'm showing you sent back any letters back to me. I would show that if they did, but I will take the autographs for sure. Then I got Doug DeCensis. I believe I'm pronouncing this right. If I'm not, his name, I'm sorry. But it's kind of cool because I sent this request to him back in probably 2005, and then he must have had this laying around from the 80s or something, and he sent this back to me. I'm not complaining. It was awesome. But he sent this to me, and so that was super cool. He was a favorite of mine when I was a kid growing up. I just love that stash. He kind of looked like my dad a little bit, so maybe that was the affinity I had for him. Here's a really cool one here. I have some cards, and I can't find them, but Frank Malazzoni, Sent me back a little response to my letter. Or Malzoni, I might have said Malzoni, sorry. But he responded to my letter. He sent back a little response. That was super cool. And I'm trying to find the letters, but I can't, or the cards, I can't find it. Here's it's my old address, so it doesn't matter. But here is Max Suzuki writing me back. I guess my letter got tore up somehow. So Max Suzuki, who played for, I think, the Kansas City Royals for a while, he was a Japanese-born baseball player, actually got himself an envelope and then sent this to me, which was very classy of him. And he just put his name and the team. Then this is kind of cool. I went to the Cincinnati Reds Yankees game. I don't know. Let's look and see what it says. What year was it? Does it say what year I went? I can't remember. It doesn't say. I'm sure it says somewhere on here. 2003. And I stuck this ticket down in the dugout with the Yankees, and Jason Giambi grabbed it and signed it right there. That was super cool. I was like, Jason, can you sign this for me? And he was like, sure, dude. Signed it for me. His signature looks kind of wonky, and it's not that great because it's a rush signature, but I'll take it. That was really cool, Giambi. I got this through some kind of autograph thing they did of the Cincinnati Reds. Nobody on here is worth getting too excited about. Marty Brennaman, which is their Hall of Fame broadcaster. The other only two players was Scott McCrae and Trevor Miller. That's Trevor Miller down here, and Scott McCrae's up there. Another two crazy. Now this is super cool. I just found this recently. Lance Parrish. Now I know he charges to the mail, but back in the day when I got this, he did not charge. And he sent me this 8x10. He put his Bible verse, I believe it was Acts 4:12. So he sent this to me, and he also sent, which I thought was super awesome, and it might be hard to see, but he sent this tiger catcher postcard signed. So awesome. Super cool. I just love this. This is the kind of reason why I try to send some players 8x10 request envelope, because you just never know what you're going to get. The cards are in there. So yeah, I'm paying more for postage, and it's not always a success by any stretch of the imagination. But, as you can see, some of these came back as 8x10s, and I got cards signed as well, so that's cool. I remember I mentioned back in the day Carl Erskine. I sent to him years ago. Well, here's what Carl Erskine sent back to me. My son did it, what we talked about a few weeks ago. But here's Carl Erskine with all his accomplishments on the bottom. And then he put to Jason from Carl Erskine with his number. Super cool. Or best wishes, I'm sorry. That was really cool. But the other thing is that he wrote me back this huge letter. He answered all my questions. I talked about him being a Christian and his faith, and just some questions about that, and he responded. He just put all kinds of information on here. I tried to as some people say, slow-roll this. Also, I put the sticker on there. I gave him a sticker. He put the sticker on there and then proceeded to correct the sticker. Apparently, he felt like the sticker had gotten some information wrong when it comes to, I guess, his version of his faith. So he wanted to correct it, which I thought was very interesting, and I'm totally fine with it. That's very unique, for sure. And then lastly, I forgot to mention, here's my Philadelphia Phillies. Shout out to Wesker Griff, Phillies fan, Ray from Philly, Mike O. You all guys, do right there. So Ed, Caesar, Ray, and Mike representing Philadelphia Phillies. So, and that's appropriate because my last autograph is from Robin Roberts. And again, it goes back to what I was telling you before. I sent an 8x10 request. He sent me back this 8x10 printout with his autograph and signature at the bottom. He also sent back his story and just a lot of information, which was super cool. But I sent this to him probably back in 2002 or 3 maybe. And so, anyways, very cool. Love it. But there's a signature. Kind of come up on that a little bit better. So hopefully you all liked that video. This was just a smattering, a cornucopia, if you will, of my autographs through the mail from back a decade and change ago. Obviously, some of these guys are no longer with us, hence the reason why it's from years ago and not recently. And then, hope you all did enjoy that. And then, lastly, I had one TTM. It's from the from the White Sox pitcher, Wilbur Wood. So here are the cards. Now, I sent him 4 or 5 cards, and I said, please keep 2 or 3. I did not want 4 or 5 cards autographed, but because I was trying to be nice. And then he sent them all back autographed, which was awesome. Here's another one. He personalized all of them, which is totally fine with me because I'm keeping these for my collection. Obviously, I'm not selling them. There's another Wilbur Wood, and then the last one I really like the most here. I just him in that really cool picture stance, and it's Wilbur Wood. So, Mr. Wood, I appreciate that. I got these 4 autographs from him, which was a super class act he was to do all that for me. But hopefully you all enjoyed the video. I've been enjoying watching a lot of your all's videos, and I am still trying to power through many of the videos that you all have out there. I'm trying to catch up with a lot of the content. I know a lot of people just jump in right where they start watching the guy, and I probably should start doing that to a certain degree because I feel like I'm never going to get caught up. But I do enjoy certain people, their content so much that I really want to go back and kind of see the inception of it and how they kind of got to where they are now from in the past. And it may or may not make any difference in the long run, but I am trying to do that. So again, if I'm not getting right to your videos in the same day they're being released, please know I am trying to get through a handful. I just want to give a shout out real quick to Carter's Kid. I've been watching his videos a lot recently, been enjoying the content. I saw him do a live video recently, and I caught all that, and we got to have a nice little rapport, and that was cool. So just want to give a little shout out to Carter's Kids, and I got actually a package going out. My first package ever is going to go to Carter's Kid, and nothing spooktacular, just some Carter cards that I had laying around that I thought maybe he would like, at least to be better in his home than mine, because I'm not a Carter collector, just have them through the years of collecting. So I found a little smattering, again, the word smattering, for him, and hopefully he'll enjoy it, and if nothing else, it'll just be more cards that he could use for his collection. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. Remember, guys, keep on collecting, supporting the community, support each other, love one another, man. Take care, and peace out.